Good morning, friends. Hi, how are you? Hope you're all well. So today mine is duty, Sunday. Fun day for you, not fun day for me. I am on duty. So let's see what happens. Stay with me. So this is my lunch, sabji and rice. In COVID, for the COVID warrior, nothing is available more than this. So we are taking it very happily. We have seen cases in emergency. I am waiting for another patient in emergency. Already phone came. We just finished the lunch, hurry, and I will see the patient in emergency. So let's enjoy the food. This is capsicum and this is potato, aloo capsicum curry. Now patient came in the ER with CML, chronic myeloid leukemia with blast crisis. So we have examined the patient. Actually there is a swelling in the abdomen, mainly the splenic swelling. The spleen is hugely enlarged. It is almost 18 to 20 centimeter. It has come halfway of the abdomen and crossing the midline. So basically it is a huge splenomegaly, and CML, it is a characteristics of splenomegaly where spleen is enlarged and it is hard, and in peripheral smear and the bone marrow blast cells are seen. So it is a CML in blast crisis patient presenting. Now we have started the required medication like hydroxyurea. Also to prevent the tumor lysis syndrome, that when the tumor is like rapidly proliferating, it also breaks some cells, and from cells breakdown there increase in the potassium and potassium, phosphorus and hypocalcemia like that. So to that prevent the tumor lysis syndrome, we are giving the vigorous hydration and other medication including the IV and oral. Oral hydroxyurea has been started. Now best tests are already sent. So let's see what is happening. Another patient came, CA urinary bladder. Patient has a cystectomy in 2018. Now recurred in this year, and the patient has hypocute intestinal obstruction, and patient underwent surgery, and after that iatrogenic bowel injury is there. So they have formed ileostomy bag. Now complaining of patient constipation, vomiting, no passage of any stool in the bag. So let's see, find out what is happening. Good evening. Currently we have seen many patients. I have discussed in emergency, there are two patients are waiting. One is CML with blast crisis. So we have sent the patient, and due to the right now normal protocol, we have also sent the COVID test. Okay. So patient has been given hydroxyurea, and we have given allopurinol to prevent the tumor lysis syndrome with aggressive hydration. Rest results blood test are sent. Second patient came in here. That patient is a urinary bladder carcinoma, that I have also mentioned about this patient in my previous videos. You can just go through about this. So patient came with subacute intestinal obstruction. Patient has a cystectomy in 2018, relapse in 2020, bladder carcinoma. Now a patient underwent surgery and underwent a ileostomy placement. So now patient complaining of for one day non-passage of any stool in the ileostomy bag and vomiting. So we have examined the patient. We have done X-ray. It was showing dilated loops of bladder, and I have also taken the surgical oncology opinion. Now they are in favor of, like previously when the patient admitted, we have done the CT scan showing there is a reduction in the size of the disease in pelvic mass. That recurrence was in pelvic region. Pelvis means lower abdomen. So we have done the surgical oncology opinion, and CT scan was compared to the PET CT scan which was done in the May, and it showed that there is a decrease in the size of the tumor by 2 centimeter. So there is a good response to the chemotherapy. But again the patient presented with the same symptoms, subacute intestinal obstruction. So we have done the method, that protocol to relieve the subacute intestinal obstruction by putting the rice tube, starting antibiotic, IV fluid, nothing per mouth, and we have also planned for CT scan. But the surgical oncology, after discussion, they are actually planning for these things. They are planning for PET CT scan. So now we are planning for PET CT scan to see the local recurrence and other site also, to see whether the disease is recurrent or not. Okay. So now we are planning for that. Patient landed in ICU. So we are just following the patient. So following the patient is very important in our medical oncology. Apart from chemotherapy, we are giving this medical management to support the patient. Another patient I have seen in the ward, that patient is a buccal mucosa cancer. Patient is on CTRT, concurrent chemo and radiation. Now patient complaining of anxiety and discomfort. So I have visited the patient, examined the patient, done ECG. ECG showed ST and TUF changes like myocardial infarction, like heart attack. The changes are seen in ECG, but there is a previous history of angioplasty. Already patient had the angioplasty previous. So we have visited the cardiologist. Cardiologist came. Now they have seen the patient. Now they are planning to add any medicine what is required and an investigation that is needed. So this is the time and thought process that we are actually evolving in this training. This is the dinner right now. The COVID warriors. Aloo matar with rice. Aloo matar with rice. Now I'm taking the dinner at 8 p.m. A little bit early than the other days, because patient will wait in the ER, and some call can come from BMT or some ward and ICU. Today is a very hectic day since the morning. I'm just going to the 6th floor to ground floor to the ICU to the ER, every time moving to and fro. So I'm a little bit hungry. So now taking it like a voracious eater. So basically we have seen the patient. One patient I have seen right now is CS, basically CA ovary and CA breast, double malignancy. Patient treated from 2013. There are multiple lines of chemotherapy, and also patient had degestenting due to hydronephrosis. So we have also given the chemotherapy according to the protocol of CA ovary and CA breast. So now basically patient presented with severe vaginal pain. We have called the gynecological oncologist. They have examined the patient. Now they are telling that there is a iatrogenic UTI, means urinary tract infection. Because while putting the catheter in the vagina, there may be some ascending infection. While putting the catheter, there is some ascending infection, and that reached into the pelvis. So there is because we have done the routine urine examination where it came to be positive for pyuria, that means presence of bacteria. So now we have sent the urine culture, and it will come tomorrow. So basically we are treating her on the conservative way, and now for the pain management we have given the morphine. So patient is on morphine and tramadol and paracetamol. There are different painkillers we are using. So basically, and there are other cares we are giving now. The gynaecologist and gynecologist have seen and advised some supportive care. Now basically we are waiting for the seniors to come in the morning, and after that we will decide that whether that gynae part will be followed or not. Till now patient is pain free. Patient also has problem of pancytopenia. Now it is recovered to basically thrombocytopenia. Thrombocytopenia means when the platelet count is low, and dyselectrolytemia in form of basically low potassium. So what are we are managing like this? Like we are doing potassium 3 times a day, and blood count 2 times a day. So by this and by going the report, we are actually managing the patient and correcting the potassium and giving the platelet transfusion. So patient did not have any bleeding episodes. Still the platelet count is quite low. We have given the SDPC, RDPC that are available in our hematology department and blood transfusion section. So basically we are approaching like this. And now patient recovered. Now patient pancytopenia is settling, is not abruptly falling. Patient also was in ICU, landed in ICU, and that time patient was very critical. But it is very fortunate. Now we have decreased the pain. I have controlled the pain by giving the morphine and other strong analgesic along with the fentanyl patch. So there are pain management is like a WHO ladder criteria. So sometimes we use the basic analgesic, then actually we are escalating to the morphine and higher opioids analgesic for controlling the pain. So basically now patient pain control, potassium is settling, and thrombocytopenia, that is decreased platelet, is not abrupt. So we are hopeful. Patient is also make out of bed. She has also another heart problem, acute heart problem developed because on echocardiograph of the heart it has shown that there is a global hypokinesia. The hearting pumping action is low, ejection fraction is only 30%. So we have visited the this also cardiologist also, they have advised some medications. We are continuing this. So hope the patient will get recovered. Now I am putting notes. It is the mid of the night, still working, so stay with me. In our training we have to face the logistic issue also, like one of our patient COVID positive, diagnosed case of CA lung. Now patient has active tuberculosis. Under pulmonary guidance, pulmonary team, we have started modified ATT because patient has a rising trend of LFT. So after that COVID test was done. 13 days patient stays on general ward. We actually all exposed. After that COVID test done, it came to be positive. And after that patient deteriorated, increased shortness of breath, ABG showed gross metabolic and respiratory acidosis. Patient shifted to ICU in COVID ICU. Now patient after that landed and could not revive. Basically patient has developed many comorbidities during the time period, and patient was on ATT and liver enzymes were rising, not responding to the treatment. We have used the ivermectin, and we have also used the remdesivir, and we have also used high dose of vitamin C, zinc, and what are the available rightly currently to prevent the severe COVID infection, DEXA, methylprednisolone, everything we have done, along with the strong dose of antibiotic. But still patient deteriorated, ventilator requirement continuously increasing. Gradually patient got hypotension. We have started the pressure support to support the hypotension. Now patient today night patient deteriorated more. Patient attendant counseled that patient can expire any time. Now logistic issue is like that if the patient another thing, patient repeat COVID test is also positive. So issue is like according to the government rules that if the patient died in tonight, the attendant cannot get the handover of the body as it is a COVID positive. Or patient, if in the morning patient is alive, the patient attendant want to take the patient to home, but that was also not possible. That is beyond the government policy, because as it is patient is COVID positive, two times repeat positive COVID, so the patient either alive or dead, they cannot take the body. So now we have a meeting in the mid of the night at 2 am, 2:30 am, and we have discussed with the ICU team, the patient attendant, we have counseled. Now they have agreed that we will send the COVID test right now. We have also fill up the forms, and all the formalities have been done for COVID. Now after filling up the forms and counseling the attendants, now they are convinced that if the COVID test is negative tomorrow the report will come in the late night, okay, after 10 p.m. So that is clearly mentioned in the attendance, that attendance has been informed that if the patient COVID test is negative, then only they will get the body in their hand or can take the lama, or else if the positive, then they cannot take the body and cannot get the lama. So in our training, apart from this treatment purpose, also this logistic issue could be solved, right? We have called in the microbiology department and requested them to arrange one COVID kit immediately, so that right now the COVID sample to be sent and the report will come tomorrow. Okay. So anyway, let's see what's happened in the night. But patient is very sick, may die, and his body will kept in the mortuary. And until the COVID test is negative, the patient attendant cannot see the patient, cannot take the patient, dead or alive. So this is really very frustrating for the patient attendant also. So I can understand. But what can be done? The situation is like that. It's very adverse. So let's finger crossed if the patient attendant can take the body if the COVID test is negative tomorrow. So this is the light breakfast, poha and tea. So actually I don't like to take heavy breakfast in the morning because after we'll get sleep by 3 p.m. in the evening, so I have to work till then. That's why light breakfast is necessary. Good morning, friends. So let's have a cup of tea. So basically we have given the morning rounds, and now I am discussing some points with the microbiologist regarding one patient urine culture. So basically patient has pain in the burning sensation in the urine. Patient blood counts was low. Malignant patients who suspect a growth in the urine culture, because previously patient had a growth. Okay. So we have done the routine urine examination and sent the urine culture to know the fact whether bacteria grown on it or not. But it has found that urine routine exam, there is a pyuria, suggestive of pyuria, but urine there is no growth, normal. So it's quite surprising for me. I want to learn it, so I just talked to my microbiology seniors. They told that in catheterized patient, maybe the pyuria that is coming on routine exam is due to the local effect, because in vagina in female patient there are some local bacteria collections are always there, even in oropharynx, means mouth also. So that is not the means urine examination, routine examination, maybe bacteria and pyuria. But ultimate that called that urosepsis, that is bacteria present in the urine, that is negative. That means patient did not have any bacterial growth in the urine. But urine routine exam suggestive of pyuria. So that is this is a misleading information that sometimes some physician often do some wrongs, that they just believe the routine examination of urine as UTI, but it is not urinary tract infection or UTI. We have to, apart from this routine examination of urine, we have to also trust the urine culture examination, because urine culture is negative. So if we did not send urine culture, then did not know that the patient did not have the like growth in bacteria and in the urine. So it is a new information to me. I learned it. So I have finished my duty, a long tiring Sunday. Hope you all enjoyed, and I also enjoyed in working, seeing the patient, and I have given you a brief what type of case I have dealt with. From now on I will make my videos in English so that my Bengalis and non-Bengali friends both are benefited and get like informed about what we are doing in oncology, how we manage the cases, what are the cases we usually see, and how we will manage that. So we'll get a gross idea. And if you have this kind of patient or any assistance, please let me know. Chalo, take care, bye bye, and have a nice day. Bye.